First of all, I'd like to apologize for not streaming these games, for not calling these games, because I was at the game. What a game. What a game. I probably should have told you guys about me going, but, I mean, I didn't really think I was going. There's some hope there at the end. But even after that, there's a chance that I wasn't able to go, but I did. I did end up going. But it was a fun game. What an environment. Oh my goodness, what an environment that was for Clemson. Holy cow, that was a clear advantage to Clemson. I was feeling it right here. And there's a moment in that game where I was feeling it in my legs. It was so loud. Unbelievable. Clemson struggled. Had to have Cade Klubnik come in to relieve DJ from that game. Will Shipley took over and won the game for Clemson. Now, it's the same thing. I'm going to say this the same way. Last week, Bama lost to Tennessee. If that wasn't Bama, Bama would have won. And Mayotte would have won by at least 10 points, probably more. But because it was at Tennessee got some calls and won the game. But it's the same way. I think if Syracuse would have won, they probably would have won by at least 11 points or more at Syracuse. Now, I don't know. I think, in my opinion, here's where it's different. If that Bama Tennessee game, if that was in any other stadium other than Tennessee, any other stadium, Bama would have won. But this game, that's where it's different. I think if it was at a neutral site field, maybe Clemson wins. Maybe. But really at that same time, I think Syracuse would have had a better shot because they were the better team for the first 3 quarters. And, yeah. A couple calls that went Clemson's way. Definitely did not win the Clemson this game, but definitely brought the energy, brought the fans back into this game, just gave them a lot more momentum. And you could tell in that fourth quarter, it was going to go to Clemson. There's just a sense of feeling. But in that last drive, I mean, there's sort of a shift where Clemson would have had a major defensive play, and they did on that first play where they sacked Cade. But I mean, then they started driving. They got the big play on 3rd and 20. Wow, what a catch! And then it really shifted back. It shifted after the sack back to Clemson. But then after that catch on 3rd and 20, it shifted back to Syracuse. And Clemson would have had to make another play to win that game. And they ended up doing it with the interception. Syracuse Syracuse played well. You cannot blame this game on Syracuse. So just the environment, I think, ended up being the X factor in this game. It messed up Syracuse. But that's what Death Valley is. Teams try to go in there every year. Florida State back in like 2015 or 2016, they tried, wasn't successful. That was a big game, or it was Notre Dame or somebody. They tried it, and then Dabo said the famous words BYOG. But what? I'm still trying to calm down from that game. Dabo says DJ is still the starter. I'm interested to see how DJ does play. Does he take that and immediately play better? I don't know. I really don't know. They have a rough game coming up with Notre Dame. They can get through that. They're probably going to make it to the ACC Championship. They're already going to make the ACC Championship. But that could hurt their playoffs if they do end up losing to Notre Dame. Just other games around the country. Duke played well against Miami. I thought that was a sort of a shocker there. I thought that game would have been a lot closer. I'm not surprised that Duke won that game because Duke's a really, really good team. But they played really well and beat Miami by a lot more than I thought they were going to beat them by. But wow. I mean, yes, this more than likely knocks out Syracuse out of the playoff conversation and out of the ACC conversation. It hurts, even though if they win the rest of their games. They may go back to a New Year's Six bowl game. They may go to a New Year's Six bowl game if they play well the rest of the year and win out. They may go to a New Year's Six bowl game. They played like a New Year's Six team. That defense is just amazing. I don't expect them to lose any other games if they continue to play like that. Now, yes, they have Boston College. Yes, they have Wake Forest. But if that defense, if they can handle Clemson, that was a true test for Syracuse. There's still a lot of time for Syracuse to possibly, but what a game. Syracuse is still in this. They lost significant. They lost significant chances, or their chance significantly went down going to UCC and including the college football playoff with a loss. But in that division, if you have Clemson, you got to beat Clemson in order to have a shot, and you didn't beat Clemson. So what does this mean for Syracuse? Year 6. But what does this mean for Clemson? Syracuse now knows where their season's headed. Win out, you're more than likely going to make a New Year's Six bowl game. If you don't make a New Year's Six bowl game, you're going to make a really, really good bowl game. Now, for Clemson, it looks a lot different. But what a game. Ohio State struggled again. Tennessee might go to 2. They played well. They struggled. Tennessee struggled, or Ohio State struggled quite a bit against Iowa. I think this is going to hurt Ohio State, in my opinion. I think with all these weaker games that they're playing, I don't think they're going to. And they're struggling. Yes, they scored 54 points. I know that. But that's towards the end of the game. They didn't really break out until the third quarter. Yeah, I mean, what a, yeah. But other than that, I think that's going to do it, for this video. I will be going live for the rest of 3:30 games at some point. I don't know when, but I will go live for that, and also I'll be going live for the probably around 7 or after the 3:30 games. But that's going to do it for now. Like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.